do it. So how do you do problems like this? We're going to find the real solutions of that. So, well, we've got x inside of a square root. So we're definitely going to have to square both sides to get rid of that square root. And here's the key thing. When we square that right side, we can't just square both of those things because that's x minus 7 times x minus 7. That works with multiplication just because it does, but it doesn't with addition and subtraction. So on this left side, we're just going to cancel out that root. We're just going to get x minus 1. And now on the right side, we've got to FOIL that out. That's x minus 7 times x minus 7. So you remember the pattern. We got the first thing squared, and we got the last thing squared. X squared, 7 squared. And then we got 2 times the first thing times the last thing. So minus 14x. So that's x minus 7 times x minus 7. Now what? Well, now look, now we've got a quadratic. Now we've got to get everything to the same side so that it equals 0 so we can factor. So let's do that. So I'm going to put it on the left, but let's picture moving everything to the right. So subtract x from both sides. So minus 15x. Add 1 to both sides. So plus 50. And now we can factor. And you might be scared for a second because of the big numbers, but those big numbers are actually not bad at all. That's just going to be x minus 5 and x minus 10 equals 0. And so we get 5 and 10 as solutions. But here's the deal. Whenever we have square roots in our equations, we really ought to plug those back in and make sure they work. So like, for example, let's plug in x equals 5. If we have the square root of 5 minus 1, does that equal 5 minus 7? Well, maybe in a way it does, but in reality it does not. Because here we get the square root of 4. And we've discussed this before, but the square root of 4 is not plus or minus 2. The square root of 4 is positive 2. So does 2 equal negative 2? No, it does not. And therefore 5 is not a valid answer to this equation. And now that I'm looking at it, actually, it seems that when we plug in 10, the exact same thing happens. Oh, no, it doesn't. I'm being silly now. 10 minus 7, that's a positive number. You get positive 3, and you get the square root of 9. So I am pretty sure it's possible to get no solution. And I'm pretty sure it's possible to get 2 solutions. But you see, here we got 1 solution. So you just got to test out all of your solutions whenever you solve a problem with square roots or cube roots in it.